You are a man, 25 and above, still single. You don't understand the direction your life is going. Just go and marry. Marry a woman you love genuinely and she cares about you genuinely. A lot of men don't understand how important they need marriage. My husband has been using an iPhone X for the past 4 years. And then he upgraded to the latest iPhones. When he was using the phone, it was like I didn't know how much I needed a new phone until I got a new phone. Because he's always saying, no, I don't need it, I don't need it. That's not my priority. Until he changed the phone. So sometimes you can be in bondage and you don't know until you receive liberation. Same thing with how men view marriage. They don't know how much they need to be married. What are the advantages of being married as a man? Number one, it brings direction into your life, motivation. It establishes your legacy. It makes your purpose to have meaning. It brings beauty to your life. It brings synergy. It gives you a reason to continue. Marry someone you genuinely love and she genuinely cares about you. I don't care how old you are 25. In fact, it is easy to get married when you're 25 because you don't need to explain why you don't have results yet. But you are 45 and you don't still have results. You will explain. You don't have mastery in anything, because when I mean result, I'm not talking of money. You understand? Some of you need to allow God to put you to sleep so that you can form a woman out of your ribs. And when you see her, hope you're able to recognize the bone of your bone and the flesh of your flesh. But you know what? Your arrogance is getting in the way of your sleep. You're wanting money and wanting everything. Let it be like I was already made before she came into my life. That breakthrough you are looking for, it lies in the hand of a woman. Some of your fornication will not allow you to go to sleep so that God can bring a woman for you. You are the one slowing your process down. Why are you 45 and you're like, I'm still waiting for the one? Which one are you waiting for? Which of them are you really waiting for? Then you come with so much nonsense explanations. I know that there are exceptions to this thing. I know that it doesn't apply for every man. But if possible, as a man, you should not have problem with looking for a wife. It should be women that should have that problem, because you can't walk up to any man. Honestly, imagine if we women can walk up to any man and choose the man we want. Yes, we eventually choose, but it's based on the ones that approach us. We have more work of positioning ourselves and, attracting the right kind of man. But I even like it that we don't get to pick a man, because sometimes we pick based on our emotions. This one is cute, his beards are connecting. This one is tall, he's dark, he has abs. But it's that one that will beat you and slap you every day of his life. And then God restricts your ability to choosing from the ones that approach you. I know some people say, no, you can approach a man. That's your problem. Back to my main topic. Men, it is okay to be married at 25. It does not make you unserious. In fact, it adds more value to you. You are a man, 25 and above, still single. You don't understand the direct.
It's been a while since I made a TikTok commentary, so let's get into it. Anytime I see a woman talking about um, these sort of topics, where she's saying that if you're a man, 25 and older, what are you waiting for? Go get married. I assume that she's projecting. Basically, she's talking about men, but only pushing female interests. It'd be like a heterosexual man who's going shopping for himself, only looking at high heels and dresses, right? And purses. So she did not, and she did not disappoint. However, I was surprised because when I looked at her comment section, I was expecting a lot of women to be there saying "Go girl," whatever, hey, woo woo, right? And actually, I didn't see that. I saw a lot of men. She had 1,400 comments. At first, she's talking about you can go get married at 25. You don't need money. The men are saying you do need money. You definitely need money. And then as you keep reading the comments, right, men start posting and saying stuff like how marriage doesn't benefit men. And for a black man to be saying that, I definitely know that he's African who's moved to Africa. I mean, excuse me, he's African who moved to America, has been living here for a while to experience that, because she seems to have an African audience. And I think she's African. And by the way, she's married. Moving on with her video, one of the first examples she gives is she talks about how her husband had an old phone and he was content with it. Then when he got a new phone, he was like, wow, I'm missing out or whatnot. She didn't address if he thought the new cost of the phone or how much ever it cost him was actually worth all these upgrades. Again, another short sight of women, right? Because it's so easy for her to come on and say, go get married at 25, even if you don't have money. Understand this, lady. If you get married as a man with no money, or you initiate any relationship with a woman with no money, uh, you talking about love. My mama said it. Without money, there's no romance. You can have no money and go do that, sure, but that woman's gonna let you know every day. every day that you are a bum. She, she is. You might as well just assume that's what's gonna happen. And if she's not, you are on a timer. And lose your job and find out what true love is really about. So, anyways, she doesn't address if the man actually thought the cost of the new cost of this bill um was actually worth all these upgrades. And the key word to her, everything she said really is bill. Men view relationship as a cost. We're giving you X amount of dollars either at once as a dowry or over time to basically secure your womb, your sexual attention, your respect, your submission, the ability to create children and whatnot, right? That's how men view relationships. But in America, those relationships are not lifelong anymore. At best, I just saw a video. This man got married at 25, like she said. He Now he's divorced. She left him. He's 52, and he's starting all over again. Um, his relationship not lifelong, and honestly, that relationship was really long because in today's day, people getting divorced within 10 years, especially if you're a smart man, especially if you're living out in California. If you don't get divorced within 10 years in California, you are paying her alimony for the rest of your life. So, anyways, men view women as a bill, which they are. Men are very content with just a PlayStation 5 and a small bed. We don't need all these other things. When you go to a woman's house, I've never gone to a woman's house and I've seen random flowers, random paintings, scented candles, and, matching pillowcase sets. All these things are bills. And women expect that when you come into your life, all these things that you don't care about, you now have to fund. You have to fund their lifestyle. And the courts in America definitely promote that. That's why alimony is there. So that if you guys are living in a 10-room house, that at least when she leaves and sells that house, she gets to continue to live in at least in a 5-room house, whatever room house you're now living in. That's what the government of the United States of America promotes when it pushes alimony and child support and all these other things. They're saying that this woman can definitely be outside of your reach, your wife, but you have to continue to fund her. So that's why men are not getting married. It has nothing to do about upgrading from a phone or not a phone. It has nothing to do about men not wanting to get married. Men just don't want to wake up at 52, like the other man I was just mentioning, and feel like they're starting over. Men don't want to wake up at 52 as a very mature man, now having to be a roommate to somebody when they had a whole home. Men don't want to wake up at 52 and feel like they're and know that they are owing thousands of dollars in back child support, that they are not able to reach their children, that their children hate them, their children think that they don't want to be in their life, their children don't even know that you've been sending money to take care of them. um, she gives a list of things. She gives I think 6 bullet points. The only thing I could pick out from there was a legacy that men. The other stuff was just look. If you go to if I ask you what did you eat and you say I ate fries, burger, this, that, I can tell you what you ate. But if I ask you what did you eat, you say fries. Oh yeah, delicious, relish with the seafood Japanese, and I can't understand or remember the things that you ate. You can't just tell me you had fries with a 4-piece chicken nugget, and I can then nothing you said made sense. So she gave, no, respectfully, she gave 6 bullet points of things that men benefit. And I honestly was watching this video, try to understand what men benefit. That's why I actually decided to watch it because she said that she get married 25. If you're 25 and older, what are you waiting for? So respectfully, I took the time to watch it, hoping that she was going to tell me why I should get married so I can just go get married. So out of that list, she talks about legacy. So that's what I meant by. That's why I want to talk about the. That's why we just talked about parental alienation and what. Um, because everything she's really talking about is like I said in the beginning. It's like a man going shopping for himself and only looking at high heels and dresses. She doesn't care how much your relationship costs. All those McDonald's, all those five-star restaurant dinners you went on, that diary, all the wedding costs, all that stuff, um, all that risk, all that child support, all that alimony, losing your house. Women don't care. They don't care. They don't care what you have to go through because at the end of the day, you gotta be your man. Be your man. Just be your man. They don't care if you're depressed. They don't care if you working 100 hours a week, so you not even around. They gonna turn around and say, "Oh, you don't have time for me because you don't have time for me." That's why I was with the mailman, the milkman, blah 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 blah. Women don't care, and if you are around, you can't get me the purse. You can't get me to this. Women don't care. They don't care. They're not interested in seeing the male's perspective and what the man, what the man, the father of their children, the father of their son goes through. They don't care. They just think that she's perfect example. She really thinks that a 25-year-old man is just sitting around just I'm just waking up every day playing video games, which I am. But guess what? You see my place? I'm at peace, peace of mind. If I put something down and I come back, I know it's there. And I'm happy. I like it. I'm at joy. I was just talking to one girl. I was feeding her. I was cooking for this lady. I had no issues with her. And she was talking about, oh, my feelings. You don't care about my feelings. I'm like, what did I do to you? So me and her don't talk no more. And that's just one out of the dozens. Because anytime a girl comes in, you have to take on all of her known.
Cute, his beards are connecting. This one is tall, he's dark, he has abs. But he's that one that will beat you and
So look, this is part two. I just had a few more things I wanted to touch on because she made a really interesting and good video. So I looked at her list. She was talking about so I looked at her list, right? Because the last video I said only thing I can remember was the legacy. She's talking about you'll have, I guess, purpose in life. She talks about zeal. She talks about direction. Men, a man that marries a woman, hey Jesus, this is what I mean, yo. When a man talks to a woman and she says yes, that's when the relationship begins. But for a man, the relationship started 2 months prior. Some men, 10 years prior. Men, the things that man must do to prepare for, we got to learn your pattern. We got to learn what color you like. We got to learn all these things so we can just do a nice pickup. And then if it don't work with you, we got to apply it to another one. Yeah, I'm tired. And I haven't even started the video. Men have direction. They don't need a woman to come and give them direction. Um, um, uh, a woman's purpose is man. If you're religious, a man's purpose is not woman. A man's purpose is to create and bend nature to do God's will, work, whatever you want to call it. It's not. Oh, anyways, we're just gonna keep moving, y'all, because that list. The reason why the list makes me upset not just because I can't remember anything except for legacy and I had to literally look at the list and I can barely tell y'all what she was trying to say. Is because later on in the video, this is why this is part two. She talked about fornication. So she's basically saying that instead of you know playing with yourself all day, you should go be responsible and marry a woman because you definitely are not responsible as a man unless you get married. And it's true. Elders used to say that a woman makes you responsible, a family makes you responsible. It's not about being responsible. It just means more responsibilities. So when she says fornication, it's like, really? So men are just sexual deviants. We just wake up, play with ourselves, go back to sleep, wasting time. We should just come and give you baby, buy you puss, buy you hair. Let's keep the conversation moving. So this is why I really wanted to do the part two. She says that she starts talking about basically men are the ones who get to approach and talk to women. That women don't have that ability. Then she later on contradicts herself and says that basically men do come, and that she's happy that women aren't the ones who go out and talk because if they were, they would pick wrong based on their emotion. And then she goes on to say, we'll be picking men for their hairline or beard or whatever, their frame, whatever. And then there will be those fine boys, those handsome men, to be the ones that are abusing and beating them, is what she's saying. So this woman wants you, man, who are 25 and older, to go get married, but she doesn't actually talk in a positive, genuine way about men because we're obviously irresponsible for if you're 25 or older and we're not yet married, which is why I said whenever women start talking about this, they're projecting. No, if you're a woman and you're 25 and older, you needed to be married yesterday. Then, right, she goes on to say, well, how about you stop fornicating and playing with yourself and go get married? So men are just men, first of all, men work hard to get one girl to give them access. Girls, if they wanted to sleep with 10 dudes in an afternoon, they could. I used to talk to one girl. We were kicking it. So she decided to tell me that, yeah, before I met you, I would talk to one dude at 9 a.m., next dude at 11, the other one at 1. Like they were all hitting. One reason why she apparently wasn't doing it with me, because she'd just be too tired. She said I was wearing her out, which I was. I was. But but that high sexuality, honestly, is the reason why the wasn't the high sex. Her, whenever she had an issue, she would use alcohol and sex as an outlet. That's why that didn't last long. Uh, yeah, because when you have this is a sidetrack, but when you have an issue, right, you need to really go get therapy. Because when you go through problems and you put it off on somebody else, a lack of accountability, that's an issue. For example, right, man, if you if you have anger issues and you start beating your woman or just people around you, that's a problem. If you If you go through depression, you start drinking like crazy. That's a problem. You need to really go get some issues. So same. So if you find yourselves when you're going through issues and conflict in your life, and then you're putting yourself basically at the mercy of people sexually and using substances, get that addressed. Anyways, going back to this lady, um, no, women get thousands of applications. Women get they get so many guys talking to them that they literally don't have the time to reply to a lot of those DMs. I've looked at my ex's phones in the past, like we were just kicking it and we talked about these kind of things. They had hundreds of messages, hundreds of hays. They would never open. And women have no problem after they're done with you and they move on and you send them a message. They have no problem not opening your message. You're just another dude upon the hundreds, not dozens, hundreds. So when she says that, oh, she wishes that women could, you got men coming every day. All you have to do is just pick one. She's addressing men, but she really needs to make this video and address women. Men do want to get married. Men do want to be in a relationship. It's the women don't accept. If you're not 6 foot, if you don't make 100,000, if you're not da 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 da. It's the women who don't want to marry because you don't have money at 25. And it's the women who leave if you lose your job. And it's the women who won't actually go through with the wedding if the wedding that you're providing isn't a wedding competitive to the females that they associate themselves with. So all this talking she did, she really was talking to the wrong gender. Part one, I just addressed the risk men take. Part two, I really wanted to take the time and address that her audience is wrong. Like I said in part one, it's like a man going shopping for himself and looking at high heels and dresses and bags. She's projecting, and a lot of women project. A lot of women project what they want as male interest, and that's not right. It's not a man issue. Men do want to get married. Men do want families.